This show furnished by Solomon Financial Mortgage and Realty.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
Good morning. Welcome to the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that is here to help you with all of your needs with real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with Fred Solomon, who has been in business for over 30 years with an A+ rating in the Better Business Bureau, countless Google reviews, all 5 stars. And he's been doing the show here for about 18 years, starting in these very studios. Fred, how are you this morning?
Good morning. What did Robin Williams used to say? Vietnam, right?
Good morning.
Things are going great. Yesterday was Friday was the jobs report. So when the economy gains a lot of jobs, interest rates go up. When the economy doesn't gain a lot of jobs, interest rates come down. So on Friday, we saw interest rates pretty much remain about the same. So that was we're at 6.125 on a 30-year fix for no points, no fees, no closing costs, where we pay all the costs associated with refinancing through our rebate. And everybody always says, well, how do you do it, Fred? How do you pay all those costs? Well, if it's a $500,000 loan and we get a rebate of approximately 2 percentage points, that's $10,000. The closing costs, that's about $4,000. So out of the $10,000 that we make, we take $4,000 of our commission and we pay all the closing costs. We make the difference, which is $6,000, and you guys pay zero. And then if the rates come down like they just did in the last 30 days, they come down 1 full percentage point. If the rates come down, then guess what? We can refinance you again after 4 payments. You just have to wait 4 payments. And it's no points, no fees, no closing costs the second time, the third time. So we've been doing these loans for 23 years. Since April of 2001 is when we first started advertising this on the radio. Here we are 23 years later on the radio talking about the same darn thing that we were doing 23 years ago. And these loans absolutely make the most sense because our average customer has refinanced approximately 10 times. And when my clients call me up, I've been getting a lot of calls this week, and it was like a client from 20-something years ago. Do you know how good it feels to have a client call you from 20 years ago and says, Fred, man, you still answer the phone just like you did 20 years ago? And I tell the story because it's kind of funny. I was getting divorced in divorce court, right? And I'm on the stand, and you're with your attorney there, and my phone rings. So I tell people, if I don't answer the phone, call 911. Something's wrong. So what did I do? I walked out of the courtroom, right? Answer my phone. Hi, this is Fred. Can I get a name and number and call you right back? I walk back in the courtroom, and she goes, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Judge. I apologize. I thought it was an emergency call. She goes, don't ever do that again. Turn your phone off. And I said, okay, no problem. Have a great day. And she goes, and then here I am, have a great day. I'm still on the stand answering questions. I apologize. But that's how I am about answering my phone. It's that important to me. So when you call me, you get me. You don't get my secretary. You don't get anybody else at my office. You get me. And that just means, if you want some advice. I have people that listen to the show and they just want advice. Hey, Fred, here's what's going on. Hey, Fred, I heard you talking about credit. I know I got some work to do. Can you help me out? Can you help a brother out? Yes, I can help a brother out, but we got to do it at the end of the day, right? got to do it at the end of the day, and I'll make time for you. I'll spend 15 minutes with you. I'll tell you what to do. Let's get a copy of your credit report. We can do a soft credit pull on annualcreditreport.com, and I'll show you exactly what to do, what we need to do in order to raise your credit scores 100 points in 45 days, depending on how much debt you have to pay off and if you have money to do it. If you don't have money to do it, sometimes we borrow against your 401k to bring your scores, to bring your balances down, which brings your scores up, and then we get you a much better rate on your mortgage and save you thousands and thousands of dollars. And it might be 2 points, and 2 points on $600,000 is $12,000. So it's worth doing this, what I'm talking about. God, I can go on and on. I'm like an Energizer bunny on here on Sunday morning, but I just want people to understand there's so much that we can help you with, and we do it with a helping heart. We do it with the intention not to do business with you, but to actually help you. And then, yes, the byproduct of that is if you appreciate the time that I spent with you, hey, let other people know about me. That would be awesome if you did that. But I'm going to help the whole old lady across the street, whether she's whipping me with her cane and hitting me in the ankles with her cane or not. I'm still helping her. And, sometimes I scratch my head. I'm like, why did I help that person? God, they really sucked a lot of time and energy out of me. But you don't change. If you're a giver, you're a giver. You help people. So here's the rates today. It's a great time to refinance. Rates are down 1% in the last 30 days. We are down like 2 percentage points in the last 6 months. 6.125 on a 30-year fix. No points, no fees, no closing costs. Here's what you need. You need to have a minimum loan amount of $400,000. It's got to be 60% loan to value, not taking any cash out. If you want cash out, no problem. We can do it, but the rate's higher. And then a 740 FICO score. We can get you 6.125 on a 30. We can get you 6% on a 20-year fix. And get this, 5.625% on a 15-year loan. I just quoted someone the other day, I think it was on Thursday, 4.5% for 1 point on a 15-year loan. And we were doing a break-even analysis between paying costs and paying zero costs on a 15-year loan. And so we will show you the numbers. We offer paying points and we offer buying down the rate. We offer it all. But give us a call right now. We're standing by live. It's Sunday morning, 714-403-7334, 714-403-7334. We're here to help you. We got a lot of free giveaways. Our copy of our book, Put Your Money Where Your House Is, and it helps you raise your credit scores. Chapter 2 is all about credit. Text me if you want a free copy of that book, 714-403-7334. We'll help you just like we help everybody else on this that calls us from this station, 714-403-7334. What do you got to say, Cal? All I do is talk.
You are on a great roll, Fred. You talked about a lot of stuff. What a lot of you folks don't know is Fred talked a lot about mortgages, about being able to refinance you at no cost. But Fred is a complete real estate guru. I mean, if you have a problem with a negotiation, if you're trying to sell, if you're trying to buy, if you have an investment property that you have some problems with, if you're trying to invest in real estate, Fred knows all about these things. He even knows about marketing. Really, really great with marketing. He teaches a Google class every week, and he helps people grow their businesses. So yeah, call him, 714-403-7334, 714-403-7334. He'll help you with anything having to do with real estate finance, or real estate investment. We'll be right back after these short messages with the Solomon Free Money Hour.
Hi, it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.
You're listening to the Solomon Free Money Hour. To talk to Fred Solomon, call 714-403-7334. 714-403-7334.
Once you start seeing the U.S. economy gaining jobs, I'm telling you, interest rates are going up. Where do you think rates will be 5 years from now? Rates will not stay this low forever. Hi, I'm Fred Solomon of Solomon Financial Mortgage. We specialize in no points, no fees, and no closing cost loans. We pay for title, escrow, appraisal, credit report. All the costs you paid for when you purchased or refinanced your home last time, well, this time you won't have to because we do. So basically, you lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, and it doesn't cost you anything. Even if your rate drops 0.25%, it makes sense. Discover why these zero-cost loans are the best option out there and make the most sense. Visit nopoints.noclosingcosts.com or call 714-403-7334. That's 714-403-7334.
Check out their A-plus rating on the Better Business Bureau and zero complaints with the California Bureau of Real Estate, license number 010-26823. Visit nopoints.noclosingcosts.com or call 714-403-7334.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
And we're back with the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with Fred Solomon, our real estate guru. Now, Fred, you were just talking about a lot of different services that you offer people. I mean, anyone can call your cell phone at any time, ask you any question, and you're happy to help them. I don't know where you find time to do that.
Well, sometimes I say, hey, that's a great question for the end of the day. and I'll say, can we schedule a time like around 6:00 or something like that? So I may not be able to help them at that exact moment, but at least I will answer the phone just like I was in the courtroom. Yeah, I did it.
I remember when you refinanced me, it was like that. I called you. Sometimes you couldn't talk at that moment, but you usually tried to pick up and you say, hey, I'll call you back.
Or I'll text you.
At 7 or whatever. Or
yeah.
I'll text you, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty amazing. My experience was great, and all your people were great. Your loan processor, Esther.
Yeah.
She was really, really sweet.
She's been with us for over 20 years. Wow.
Yeah, well, the best part of it was that I saved almost $1,000 a month by refinancing with you, and I didn't have to pay any points or closing costs or any of those types of fees.
Well, you were a rare breed, and you had a lot of money to save because you had a high rate. Yeah. And finally, you had enough kicks in the rear from hearing what the rates were by doing a show with me that you said, finally, I'm going to refinance with you, Fred. And we did it, and it ended up working out. And I'm always scared to do it with people that I know and like, and I'm really close with family and close friends because, this loan business teaches you, you're not in control of everything. It's one of those businesses like you can ruin friendships over by messing up, like especially on a purchase and they're buying the home of their dreams and then something happens with the loan that was unforeseen, and holy cow, what ends up happening? An unhappy client who happened to be a really close friend. That's not a good situation. I've had it happen before, and I just, I tell people we're in the just one more thing business. Just one more thing, just one more thing, just one more thing. We're just going to one more thing you to death. But we have a caller that's called into the show this morning, and I'm so thankful. He's a current client of mine, and he's going to talk a little bit about some of the properties he owns and the fun times of being a real estate investor and owning a bunch of homes in the LA area. So I have him on hold right now, but I wanted to talk to you real quick about the interest rates. 6.125% on a 30-year fix. No points, no fees, no closing costs. That's what we did for Cal, my co-host on the radio show, and that's what we can do for you if you have the good credit scores and you qualify full doc. 6% on a 20-year fix and 5.625% on a 15-year. No points, no fees, no closing costs. We pay for escrow, title, credit report, appraisal fee, all the costs that go into the cost of refinancing. We do that with our rebate, and just like Jose that's on the line with us right now, we're going to do the same for him. So give us a call right now, 714-403-7334, 714-403-7334. That's my cell phone. You're going to reach me directly, and I wanted to introduce our caller this morning, and thank you so much, Jose, for calling into the show so early on a Sunday morning. We really, really appreciate it, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I saw when I saw this guy's situation. I saw the guy's in his 40s. He's got all these properties, and he wanted to buy his dream home, which he just bought like 3 months ago. He closed escrow, and he did everything that he could because he wanted to live in the city of Walnut. That was his dream location, so to speak, right? So, Jose, are you with us?
I am here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for calling in. And when we saw your situation, I'm looking at all these loans that he has, and I'm going through all of his paperwork. It took me about 5 hours to go through all this guy's paperwork because when you own a lot of property, there's a lot of property tax bills, there's a lot of homeowners insurance statements, there's a lot of everything, a lot of lease agreements, everything. And you know, we just get to talk, and I get to know my clients on a personal level, and I'm just looking at the interest rates going, God, who the heck charged you 12%, you know? And so we talked about that, and we're looking at how we're going to reduce all these rates. But really, the reason that I brought him on, because Jose's an impressive guy. He works for the Department of Water and Power, makes a good living there, and he had, is it 9 properties, Jose?
It is 9 properties.
9 properties. And I'm just like, how did he do it with somebody in his 40s, right? Like, what did he do? I think people would like to know this. So talk a little bit about how you did it, and then we're going to talk about how it is when you have to evict someone and when you're a really nice guy and the conflict, the inner conflict that goes in with eviction process and people who are not paying you rent and you're a super nice guy. So let's first handle that first part of the question.
So it all started, we grew up in West Covina, and my dad got a job in Ventura County, and he took the job. He commuted for the first year, and then he got a job extension. And so he decided, you know what, I'm tired of the commute. I'm going to go move closer to my new job, and I'm going to move my family with me. So he went ahead and he bought a house out there in Ventura County. And we tried to sell the house we were living at. We weren't able to sell it, but we ended up renting it. And so I saw that we had tenants, and that the tenants were paying for the mortgage. And I thought, wow, what a great concept. You know, you buy something and someone else helps you pay for it, and you own it, and you can actually make money off of it. So I like that. And
you were positive cash flow.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, and then fast forward a little bit, my dad ended up
wanting to find more properties like that.
Well, yeah. So we ended up moving back to our property, and we rented the house, and we kept the house in Agoura County, and we were making money off of that. So that to me was like, this is a good business model in my head. So fast forward till I graduated college, and I'm looking to move out of my house. I purchased my first property in LA, and I was like, I like the concept of someone else helping you pay for your mortgage. So I looked for a duplex, and I bought a duplex, and sure enough, it helped me. I rented one of the units out, and I had a roommate in my unit, so I pretty much was living for free. People were paying my mortgage, and it worked out great. Then I met my wife, and then we bought a house, another house in West
This
Covina.
guy just keeps buying houses. You know what? I want to continue with this story because I like people who buy real estate. You're just in my same atmosphere. You're in my same time zone. You and I connect in that area, and I like that so much. But we got to take a quick break. If you have any questions, give us a call live right now. It's Sunday morning, 714-403-7334, 714-403-7334. We got more with Jose after the break. This is the Solomon Free Money Hour, and we'll be right back. Hi, it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.
You're listening to the Solomon Free Money Hour. To talk to Fred Solomon, call 714-403-7334. 714-403-7334.
Once you start seeing the U.S. economy gaining jobs, I'm telling you, interest rates are going up. Where do you think rates will be 5 years from now? Rates will not stay this low forever. Hi, I'm Fred Solomon of Solomon Financial Mortgage. We specialize in no points, no fees, and no closing cost loans. We pay for title, escrow, appraisal, credit report. All the costs you paid for when you purchased or refinanced your home last time, well, this time you won't have to because we do. So basically, you lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, and it doesn't cost you anything. Even if your rate drops 0.25%, it makes sense. Discover why why these zero-cost loans are the best option out there and make the most sense. Visit nopoints.noclosingcosts.com or call 714-403-7334. That's 714-403-7334.
Check out their A-plus rating on the Better Business Bureau and zero complaints with the California Bureau of Real Estate, license number 010-26823. Visit nopoints.noclosingcosts.com or call 714-403-7334.
This is the Solomon Free Money Hour.
Welcome back to the Solomon Free Money Hour, the show that's here to teach you what you need to know about real estate finance, and real estate investment. We're here with Fred Solomon. He is our real estate guru, in business for over 30 years, maintaining an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and doing a show for over 18 years. Fred, we are talking to Jose, who is on the line. Jose is a real estate investor, and he's teaching us and he's telling us how he got started in real estate investment, and he did it by basically using renters' money. So he bought a place and he put a renter in there. They paid his mortgage for him, and he's talking to us about how he developed this, and he's growing his business, buying more and more houses.
Well, what he started to do is realize that the rents were higher than what he could pay on what the mortgage payments were, and he was getting positive cash flow, and he's all like, I want more of that. How can I find more houses like that? So we were just going into his story about how he was acquiring. Then he bought a duplex, right? And then after he buys the duplex, he realizes that the other person is paying the mortgage payment and he's living for free. That's exactly what my dad did when he bought his first triplex in Burbank at the age of 22 years old. That's exactly. So he got rent for the other two units, and he lived in his unit as one of the renters of the triplex. He lived in the third unit for free. That's how people, now that's a little bit harder today with real estate prices being higher, but talk about your journey as to how you kept on acquiring property.
Okay, so this part I was very fortunate at. My dad actually ended up putting the other two properties that were under his name over to me. So I acquired those two properties from my dad, and so I was up to 4 properties, and then the rates dropped. And when the rates dropped, I was like, refinance. So I was able to refinance to a much lower rate than what I was paying, and I pulled out the equity that I could from the properties, and with that equity, I went on to buy.
But here's the interesting thing that you told me about that. When you refinanced and you pulled out equity, the payment was still lower than what you were paying before you refinanced, and you got money in your pocket.
Yes, that was the craziest thing to me. I was able to pull out $90,000 in equity, and my payment went down.
Isn't that crazy? You put $90,000 in your pocket, and your payment's lower than what you were paying yesterday. That's what happens when interest rates come down. So, this is one guy's story, right? I have so many guys like Jose, and, we were talking and shooting the whatever you want to call it. And when he was telling me, I got to go evict somebody, and, it's a lady, and she's been a tenant of mine for 15 years, and he feels really bad having to evict her. And I'm like, well, who wears the pants in your family? You got to play good cop, bad cop, right? Unfortunately, because the tenant's got to understand that if they're living in your property and they're not paying you rent, they got to understand that can't go on forever, that in order to live somewhere, you got to pay rent.
Well, yeah, because also you have to pay the mortgage. So basically what you would be doing is subsidizing this person to live there, but you'd be paying for them to live there. So as sad as it seems, it doesn't make sense. You might not be able to afford to pay the mortgage without receiving the rent.
And then he had another person that wasn't paying him and had lived there for a long time. And him and his wife went and sat down with the tenant at their property and heard all the stories, and some of the stories are true and some of the stories are not true, and basically said to her in a nice way, hey, if you're not paying the rent, you have to understand that I need to pay my mortgage. And what happened? She moved out, right, Jose?
She moved out, yeah, after a couple of days. So we were trying to get her to leave the property because she was behind in the rent. So we sat down, me and my wife, and the first thing, my wife started talking, and she made her understand. I'm too nice. You're right, Fred. I'm too nice, and I think the tenants pick up on that. And the biggest lesson I've learned, I'll tell you, is you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. They'll take a mile. They'll take advantage of you. So yeah, my wife. She talked to her and unfortunately made her cry, but she moved out. She said, "Okay, I understand, and I'll leave." And 2 days later, she left the property and left the keys.
You have no idea, listeners. You have no idea how hard no landlords do that. They don't go and visit them in person. They have a property manager. They have an on-site manager. They don't go and the owner of the building come and sit down and listen to your story, whether it's true or not, and whether they're, taking an inch and giving, and taking advantage of you, and whether their stories are true or not. You don't know, because they're going to do anything they can to stay. And on top of that, Jose's not even charging the proper rents. He's way below market on the rent. So not only is he way below market on the rents, part of being nice, then on top of being way below on the rents, they're not paying him. Come on. You got to figure out, and you got to say, hey, the party's over eventually. And so him being the nice guy, I told him, go ahead. Oh, my God, we got to get – this show's almost over. I can't believe we just talk. But Jose, thank you so much for calling into the show on an early Sunday morning. We got some more stuff to talk about, and I want to say we'll be talking early next week and finishing up and figuring out all the best solutions for your interest rates and all that. So have a great rest of the weekend, Jose, and we'll chat with you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jose. And if you want to get in touch with Fred, if you want to learn how to do maybe what Jose has done, Fred's an expert. He's done it. He's taught people how to do it. And if you want him to help you be a real estate investor, he can help you with that. Call him at 714-403-7334.
714-403-7334. That's Cal Sol. I'm Fred Solomon. You just listened to the Solomon Free Money Hour, and we'll be back next Sunday. Hi, it's Fred Solomon. We have a new YouTube and TikTok channel called the Solomon Free Money Hour. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on alerts, and you're going to learn some really good stuff that we talk about on the radio each and every week.